Hello. Welcome back to Press Play Action. It's Mitchell Lee. It's Tommy Grant. It's Brandon too. And yo ho, we're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, starting off the franchise with The Curse of the Black Pearl and Dead Man's Chest. It's been a minute since I've seen these movies, but guys, happy to be talking about them here. So let's just go ahead and stop tickling the balls and just get right into it with Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. This is directed by Gore Verbinski, starring, of course, Johnny Depp, but also Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley, Jeffrey Rush.
I did not realize Jeffrey Rush was Barbossa. That's crazy.
How did you not realize?
I just did not cross my mind while watching the movie.
That's like the role he's most known for.
I don't view Jeffrey Rush that way. So
how do you view him?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what he's been in.
The King's Speech?
If you have to think about it. And
he was in Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah, The King's Speech, or I remember him in Shakespeare in Love. I don't know.
Like he's
also been in Munich. We watched Munich recently. I'm like, oh, Jeffrey Rush is in Munich.
He wasn't in Munich all that much.
No, he's not. But I don't know.
He's in Gods of Egypt.
Imagine if I was like, I remember him from Green Lantern as Tomar. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I don't.
He's just a voice.
Yeah.
I remember him. I remember him from Minions. That's what I most remember him from.
I guess he doesn't look like Jeffrey Rush. Is my point. They do a good job with it. Sorry.
Well, yeah, it's called like makeup and costume design. So this was given a July 9th, 2003 release, $140 million budget, and it made $654 million. This was a huge success for Disney, and it was, in fact, one of the highest grossing movies of 2003. The third highest grossing movie of 2003. Can you name the two movies that made more money in North America
Return of the King.
this? Return of the King was number one.
That was number one.
Oh, I'm going to guess Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo was number two.
Great. So, that's like... No. This is like perfect. This is like a mashup of Return of the King and Finding Nemo. You have the sea and you have an adventure, and you mash it together. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Just stop. You're going too far.
This man said you mash together Return of the King, Finding Nemo, and get Pirates of the Caribbean. Except for none of that being true. I mean, I guess you have Orlando Bloom and Fish, but that's about it.
This was like the peak year of Orlando Bloom's career.
Yes.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom walks around all day going, "Please take me back to 2003."
Like before that, he had a few TV hits, but he started with Lord of the Rings. He had Black Hawk Down in 2001.
Yeah.
And then just after this, he had Troy and Kingdom of Heaven, which were two big blockbuster movies.
It's part of the reason why I need to see Kingdom of Heaven.
Like I feel like after that, I feel like he really wasn't in much.
I mean,
outside of Pirates or
also,
The Hobbit,
if you guys don't remember this era of films and just talking to people around the same age as us, Orlando Bloom, biggest like crush person I think I like know of. Like middle school girls. No, middle school girls were like Orlando Bloom is the greatest person alive.
That was he did kind of once the DiCaprio,
like freshman sophomore year high school
was that was definitely a thing because he had this and he had Lord of the Rings as well. It was also a big thing to dress up like Jack Sparrow. That was a big Halloween costume for the longest time.
People do the run.
Yeah.
I guess the run's in the second movie, but I think the run's in the second movie. But
Jack Sparrow is kind of one of those characters that just hasn't died off, even with the movie still coming out. It's such an iconic role. Johnny Depp absolutely killed it. That's the character that made his career, regardless of all the other good films he's been in. He will always, I think, be most well known for that character.
Well, this movie did get a bunch of Oscar nominations. Visual effects, like everything else, lost to Return of the King.
Yep.
Makeup, lost to Return of the King.
No shame.
Hey, sound editing, that lost to Master and Commander. Sound mixing, that lost to Return of the King. But the interesting one, the one that will really like would surprise people. Johnny Depp was nominated for Best Actor for this movie.
Really?
Johnny Depp was nominated for Best Actor.
How was that a surprise?
But he was nominated for Best Actor in a Disney summer release, big budget blockbuster adventure movie.
Yeah, because he's done.
Imagine saying that, like, yeah, like it became an iconic performance in an iconic role, and I really like this movie. It's 2 hours and 23 minutes long, and I do kind of feel it, especially in the first half of the movie. I feel
but they're setting up well. They're setting up the
the first movie is just all about the entrances. It sets up a lot of stuff. I think the second act is definitely drawn out a bit just because they're trying to tell a story. But the third act is where it kind of wraps up and really does a good job of kind of bringing it home. The entrance of Johnny Depp in this movie, I mean, you can't beat it. Just him coming up to the docks on the sinking ship, just the score is perfect. Like
doesn't he like casually step off of the sinking ship? It's so funny, dude. It's so funny.
And just his charisma and his wit, like it's just such a fun character to watch. I can never get old of it.
Also, I did call out the women around this time. Keira Knightley in this movie, that's my actual like middle school crush. Keira Knightley is phenomenal in this movie, but she looks phenomenal
this series,
too. Like, yeah,
this series, in my opinion, belongs to Johnny Depp and Keira Knightley.
Yep, agree with that.
I'm not really the biggest Orlando Bloom, Will Turner fan. He's fine.
No, he's
but
good.
He's
good.
He's not critical.
He's so one note in this.
Yeah, but I think that's
but
Will
at the
Turner
same
is,
time,
you know?
I liked Keira Knightley just over the course of the movies, but especially in this one, you begin to see her fascination with pirates and kind of how she goes from just being curious about them to like, all right, I might want to get into this shit.
Yeah,
you know, I always found her the most interesting character to follow as far as her arc goes, whereas Johnny Depp is just kind of giving everything. Well, we'll talk about Johnny Depp sleepwalking as Jack Sparrow eventually, but we're in, you know, why people fell in love with and continue to see Pirates of the Caribbean movies because Johnny Depp was so good as Jack Sparrow, especially in this first movie here. From the first minute you see him when he's getting off the ship as it's sinking into the water. It's just an incredibly iconic way to get that character going, and he is kind of you see him, and I think in the later movies they turn him into a bit of a klutz who just gets lucky, but in this movie you actually see like him. He's clever, he's witty, and you just are in awe of him as a pirate and the things that he's able to do. He just steals the show.
He's like no.
He's one of those
deception.
That was a horror. I'm not letting that off the hook. That was horrible.
He's like,
that was atrocious. And you know,
it's the hand motions for me. It's the hand motions. It's just like he's just like over. He's like, look at my hands, blah blah. Oh, now I've taken something from you.
Look at my hands, blah blah blah.
Well, it doesn't matter what he's saying because he can pickpocket people without even like trying. And it's like that's my whole point with him is like it's all like glitz and show, but like what you were saying.
He's one of those characters. He blends together being a person who can think on his feet, but always seems to have 10 backup plans.
I wasn't trying to impersonate.
Know about until things go
Sparrow
to shit.
Until things go to shit. He's clever, genius, like borderline schizo, but like
borderline.
Maybe borderline's generous, but more like full schizo. But like, it's all about like the deception and like making you look one way to then do something else. Like it just doesn't matter.
The whole scene where he gets away, where he captures, well, not really captures, but holds Keira Knightley hostage and then does that whole little escape. Like it was just so much fun to watch. And just
but there's like 4 of those scenes in this movie. There's like 4 of those scenes where it's like, this is fun.
Throughout the entire franchise, that's like his signature thing. Is just doing some crazy getaway.
Yeah. that was my main point. Was like, whenever he's on screen, it's like, this is fun. Like this is what pirating feels like, or like this is what pirating should be. Like this, like I want to be a pirate because of Jack Sparrow, even though like clearly
going back to kind of like Keira Knightley and how the whole fascination with pirates and becoming a pirate. One character I've always been interested in, and I feel like I wish they had done a little bit of backstory on him, is Mr. Gibbs' character, because we have him part of the Royal Navy in the beginning of the movie, and all of a sudden he's magically a pirate the next scene. So it's like, I want to know what happened to him that turned him into a pirate and joined Jack Sparrow. That's the story I want to know.
He's not the MVP of the series, obviously, because that's Johnny Depp. No means, but I do think that like the glue guy of this series is that character, and I love following that guy. That Kevin R. McNally is the guy who plays Joshua Gibbs. I haven't really seen him in a whole lot else, so I do want to give Kevin McNally some credit. I've seen him in Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, okay.
And that's about it as far as roles that I've seen him in. But him as Joshua Gibbs in these movies, I've always been a big fan of his, and I think that character's a lot of fun. Can be a little bit of an exposition machine at times, but the way that he tells the story of whatever's going on, it's almost like when your grandpa would read you, or your dad, or whoever would read you a bedtime story, and they weren't like trying to get out of there to go like fuck mom in the other room or something. Like they were actually like taking their time and telling the bedtime story. Like that's and you were like in you were invested in it. You were hanging on every word. That's kind of what he is in these movies. So where they can get away with him being a little bit of an exposition machine because the way that he's delivering this dialogue, you're invested and you want to know what's going to happen next.
He's just turning out TV series, by the way. If you just look at his IMDb, it's just him cranking out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just him cranking out TV series, like TV miniseries after TV miniseries.
Cameos left and right.
Yeah, it's just cameos everywhere. I
hope he got a good paycheck for these, though.
Yeah. Because I'm with you, but yeah,
Zoe Saldana's also in this too. I didn't know she was in this movie.
I honestly totally forgot she was in this movie.
Very brief couple scenes.
I knew that what's her name from Skyfall was in this series, but she appears a little later. And they never, she's in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. She's never in another one.
Yep.
What happened there?
So a little bit of a waste of Zoe Saldana. I know this was before she, because she was also in The Terminal. The Terminal came out the next year, and then she had Star Trek in 2009, and that was kind of like her like huge break.
Yep.
But kind of a waste of Zoe Saldana, the highest grossing actress of all time, believe it or not. So that's what happens when you have both Avatar and the Avengers and Star Trek in your back pocket.
Like she's definitely in it, but that's the weird part about this movie franchise, right? Is like she's kind of like not a main character, but she's interacting with Jack Sparrow and like confronting him and all this stuff, and then she just never shows up again. And is it ever explained? I don't think it's ever explained. It's just like she just doesn't show up.
No.
Does he just turn over his crew? Is his crew turnover rate just that high? Like there's obviously there's the main staples, but maybe he's just turning over crew after crew. Like he's just like,
he's just a man who's always out for his own interests.
Yeah,
that's kind of.
They
kind of glaze over that because they focus so much on his attachment with Will in this movie that you don't really see it, but I feel like before that he was very just didn't really care about his crew, especially after he lost.
Right.
Like
it like does not shock me that they like when you're first watching the movie and they like in Elizabeth like confronts the crew and is like, well, are you gonna like save him? And they're like, I mean, we don't have to. And then she's like, what are you talking about? And it's like,
I feel like there's so much backstory to his character that they kind of
They just
kind of
like
touch on
gloss over
the
it.
future movies, but you gotta think it's like he's a guy who was literally abandoned on an island by his crew and left for dead.
Right.
So it's like he's probably not going to have attachments to any future crew because he's like, well, the one I actually cared about basically left me for dead. So why should I care about other people?
Yeah, he seems like the guy who before this timeline that we see him in, he seemed like a guy who just like very obvious that other people did not like him. But like he was charismatic enough to like get people to like listen to him at least for a little bit before they were like, this guy, not really my cup of tea, I guess. In terms of just interacting with him, but yeah, I don't know.
What do we think about the guy with the eye that keeps coming out? His sidekick or his buddy.
Are you talking about Rigetti?
Rigetti and Pintel.
Yeah,
or Pintel.
Pintel, yeah. I don't know how y'all feel about those characters. Whenever they show up, I'm like, let's see what happens here. Like it's one of those characters, you know, where it's like, let's see where this goes.
I liked them more in this movie than I did in the second one.
I don't think they're that great in the second one, but in this one, it like, you know, they're rowing the boat.
They're more normalized in the second movie, whereas this one they were more like kind of the outcasts.
Yeah.
It works better when the entire crew is turning into skeletons, having this kind of comedic approach, whereas Dead Man's Chest, I feel, was going for a more epic vibe, whereas this was just kind of like, I don't know. I think it's a little more comedic.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a comedic aspect of this role, and even like when they're in like the boat, like rowing to the ship, and they're just talking shit to each other like back and forth, and it's like, okay, like this is comedic value.
Here's my one complaint with the Skeleton Men.
Oh, okay, you have a complaint.
So, it's not really a complaint.
Wait,
but it's just
are we picking nits? Is that what you're doing? You're nitpicking here?
I'm picking nits right now, just because
so much nitpicking.
I have to because I love this movie so much. I gotta find a few things that
you love it so much.
You obviously haven't looked at his letterbox grade. When he says this, he loves this movie.
Oh, this is like trust me, people. I stalk each and every one of you on Letterboxd. You can't get anything by
That's why sometimes Brandon I don't put it on there. Yeah, sometimes.
And Brandon doesn't even try.
Yeah, I don't even use it sometimes. Yeah, go ahead. So nitpicks.
The whole concept of them being the skeletons, like they don't have any sensory. Like Barbossa goes into the whole spiel of like, you know, the touch of a woman, like taste of an apple. Like they don't have any sensory at all. But in the first scene, when those two characters, or not first scene, but like first scene, you kind of see them when they go to capture Elizabeth, and she pours the hot coals over them, and he goes, hot. I'm like, I thought you're not supposed to feel anything.
You were supposed to feel anything. Yeah.
And then when Will Turner throws an axe into the guy's back, he falls down as if he's dead. But they're all not able to be killed. So it's like, why'd you fall down dead if you're just going to get back up?
Are they just like acting at that point?
They're right. Just like... This movie sucks.
Yeah.
Total garbage.
Continuity problems, honestly.
Continuity, people.
Yeah, continuity.
That's the only thing, like, when I was watching it the other day, I'm like, wait. I was like...
It is a confusing curse. A very confusing curse. And then,
especially when...
Why do they need...
Don't think about it.
Why do they need Bootstrap Bill's bloodline? I mean, I know why, but it just... I don't think it's explained enough in this movie, I guess.
It was simple enough in the fact that every person that took a piece of the gold had to give
something
back. And he was one of the ones that took the gold, but he's no longer technically alive because he's technically with the Flying Dutchman, as we find out in the second movie, spoiler alert.
Whoa.
And so they need someone related to him who they thought was Elizabeth to take blood to break the curse.
Yeah.
And then we find out, obviously, it wasn't Elizabeth they needed. But I thought it was simple enough.
The fight with Sparrow and Barbossa, I like what Sparrow does to like trick him almost.
So that's the part that I agree with you. They don't explain too much.
They don't really explain it.
Effect because it's like instant for Jack Sparrow, where we don't really know how long it was for this whole crew.
Right. That's kind of my whole point with that.
Yeah.
But that would be like my tiny nitpick. I still really like this movie.
But in terms of the twist and the final fight, like that was so much fun watching that.
Oh yeah. And then they're in the moonlight. They're skeletons. They're not in the moonlight. Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's just a fun movie.
Yeah, it's so fun.
That's the best way you can describe this one. I'm gonna give it an A minus 82.28.
Okay.
Great, solid. I'm giving this an A 25.0.
I'm
4.5 stars.
A 15.
A plus 15.
A what?
Wow.
A plus 15. Okay.
This is one of my favorite. This is like a go-to summer movie that I can never get tired of. It's just so much fun to watch. Even though the second act kind of drags on a little bit, it's so much fun.
I think this is a series that you put on. It's funny that we're doing it in January because I think this is a series you put on in summer and you just binge the whole thing.
Nah, you can watch this any time of year as far as I'm concerned. Especially Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
I'm
my
favorite
movie in the series.
Wow.
This again, Gore Verbinski returning to direct. Same cast. You add Stellan Skarsgård as Bootstrap Bill, who you never actually see in the first movie, but you do get him in the second one. You also get Bill Nye, not the science guy, but just
that always confused me.
Bill
Nye, the guy that he always talks like this. And Bill Nye as Davy Jones. This movie was given a bigger budget of $225 million, and it made $1 billion. So this was a giant success in the summer of 2006. This was the highest grossing movie of 2006, domestically, internationally, and it also broke the record at the time for the biggest opening weekend of all time. It made $135.6 million. What movie's record did it break, and what movie broke its record?
All right, say that again. Sorry.
So this movie set the record for the biggest opening weekend box office of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Of all time. Okay.
What movie held that record before Dead Man's Chest? And then what movie broke Dead Man's Chest record?
Opening weekend, I have to think. Because that would be like a sequel, most likely.
Could it be Return of the King?
No. Okay. Return of the King also was not helped that it was released on like a Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know if it would have gotten there anyway.
Can you give us a hint of decade or even year?
Oh, these were okay. So the record was set in 2002, and then Dead Man's Chest record was broken the following year in 2007.
Okay, so 2002. I mean, it's not Avatar.
So
I could give you a further hint, but I feel like that would give it away. So I'm gonna give you guys a second.
All right. 2007. I'm guessing Transformers.
No.
Spider-Man 3 or Harry Potter?
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3 broke the record. Kind of beat it by a good bit.
Were the original Spider-Man for 2002?
Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man was the one that got... Spider-Man 2 did not, because they also released that on like a Wednesday. So it did not break Spider-Man's record. So Spider-Man held the opening weekend record for 4 years.
Interesting.
Until Dead Man's Chest came along and obliterated that record with $135 million. It made 423.
Which
I remember.
I'm so surprised because, like, with the Harry Potter movies, both coming out those years, I feel like those were such big phenomenons that they would have had the record.
Yeah, I think everyone just loved pirates, man.
Yeah, but Harry Potter also kind of plateaued around like 90 million or so until Part 2 came out, and then Part 2 broke the Dark Knight's record when that came out.
Probably because people
the
knew
Avengers.
It was a Part 1, there was a Part 2.
Yeah. And then the Avengers came around about a year later and just beat the shit out of everything.
Right.
Box office.
And then James Cameron got mad. He had to re-release Avatar to get his record back. Yeah.
Well, I'm just talking about opening weekend, but I'm talking about the first Avengers movie came around.
Yeah, first Avengers movie.
Opening weekend. This movie is interesting because Curse of the Black Pearl is on the IMDb Top 250. It got Johnny Depp an Oscar nomination for Best Actor.
Yep.
And Dead Man's Chest has a rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is crazy.
It is 53%. Now, granted, Curse of the Black Pearl is at like, I think it's at 79. Yeah, 79%.
Shows you how
a bit lower than you might
Rotten
think.
Tomatoes is.
Yeah, fraudulent tomatoes.
Mitch and I are very
fraudulent.
honest. Dead Man's Chest was always my least favorite of the original trilogy, but it's still an A movie for me. So like, it's
Wait,
not like
hold on, what?
It's my least favorite of the trilogy, but it's still a high enough grade.
This bitch is making stuff up. This bitch is making stuff up.
I'll go ahead and spoil it just because I've seen it multiple times and I'll rewatch it again. Every time I've watched At World's End, I have hated it. So I'm expecting that to be
you didn't like
my
the way
least favorite of the trilogy.
ended this one, and you weren't.
And that movie, that's a movie that goes on forever.
You weren't excited for the World's End?
No, I was excited for it because I remember. Fun fact: we talked about this the other day, but we got to get it on the mic. The first time I ever saw this movie, Tommy was asleep in my living room when we were in New Jersey. Yeah, back in like 2000
days.
I think my mom was trying to like perform Inception on me, which I hope I said that in a way that doesn't sound creepy. But like Tommy was like Tommy could have slept through a hurricane. He was spending the night at my house and just was not waking up. And my mom is like, "Damn it! One, I want this kid sleeping on my floor to wake up, and two, I kind of want to go see Pirates of the Caribbean, and my husband doesn't want to go see it with me. So, hey Mitchell, can you go put in Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest on DVD?" And I'm like, "Sure, Mom, I'll watch that with you." And I think Tommy woke up with like 20 minutes to go in the movie. But the movie ended.
Y'all didn't wake him up?
And I remember telling my mom, I was like, "When does the next one come out?" And she was like, my plan has worked. It's out right now. Let's go see it. Because it was like the weekend the movie came out. and as soon as Tommy left, me and my mom went to go see At World's End.
That is
I'm glad that I can be part of a mom-son bonding moment.
But neither of us like At World's End.
I'm so confused by this guy is sleeping on your floor. Kid is sleeping on your floor. And you guys just don't.
But it was like 12 o'clock and he was still asleep.
And you just don't
we were up
go.
Till like 3 o'clock in the morning watching
That's very true. No. We weren't exactly the most like,
I'm not judging
Mother says
you
it's
for
10 o'clock,
sleeping.
time to go to bed.
I'm not judging you for sleeping. I'm just
we
more...
binge watched the entire couple DVDs of Whose Line Is It Anyway.
Yep, we did.
Was that original Whose Line? Like Wayne Brady, Drew Carey?
Oh yeah. And this was the first time he introduced it to me. This is the first time I'd ever seen it.
Whose Line Is It Anyway?
So I brought it with me because I was
Whose Line Is It Anyway is so good. But
we watched a lot of that. I don't blame
you for sleeping. I just find it so funny that Mitchell's mom couldn't have been like, "Hey Tommy, it's okay that you're sleeping and I know you're tired, but we're gonna watch.
What the fuck do you think my mom?
We're gonna watch
like?
Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you want to watch it with us?" Like
he was asleep. She wasn't gonna wake him. She was asleep, or he was asleep.
Like, once I go to sleep, I don't wake up for anything.
No.
Okay.
You could have convinced me Tommy was dead, and I would have believed you.
That's good to know in 2 months.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I stay up to the point of exhaustion, and then I just pass out, and then I don't wake up.
Fair enough.
The good thing about the bachelor party, Tommy, is that you can sleep, but I'll be up, but other people will be up, but there will probably be other people sleeping.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Well, not whatever. You are on my schedule
not
after
whatever,
all,
but
to be fair, The Dead Man's Chest is such a darkly filmed movie. It's such a darkly filmed movie that it's just like it puts you to sleep.
You were already asleep.
So why would I wake up if it's a dark movie? They should put Lord of the Rings on.
Noise. Yeah, Davy Jones playing the piano and shit, and Jack Sparrow goes, "Ah!"
There's literal cannons going off. Like,
yeah,
you can't wake up in this movie.
No. I'm pretty sure my mom was like blasting the fucking movie too. Why won't this kid wake up?
Like, the cannons! The cannons! Give him the triple gun!
Yeah, so I think this is one of my all-time favorite adventure movies.
Now I have to apologize to Mrs. Lee when I see her. at the wedding.
Yeah, now you're going to
No,
have
you
to
don't.
apologize. It's not.
No.
Actually,
no, you
I'm
don't.
going to ask her. I'm going to
At
ask
World's
her.
End many years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't wake up.
I'm going to ask her
She
why
won't remember
I'm going
it.
to ask her why she didn't invite you to watch the movie.
No, I think he had to go do homework or something
okay.
because Tommy was a little less studious than I was.
Oh, I was not studious at all.
No, exactly. I had my shit done before the weekend, and Tommy was like, "Oh, I gotta read my fucking patterns books before." Yeah, exactly. I think it was a book report, quite literally. Anyway, back to the actual fucking movie. This is one of my favorite adventure movies of all time. I'd put it up there, and I know this is gonna be blasphemous to some people. And fair enough, but I'd put it. It's got a very similar grade to something like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade to me. I think it's that good. I think that this has an epic scale. Johnny Depp is killing it as Jack Sparrow. I think that Keira Knightley's arc with really getting into being a pirate, the stuff that she's doing with the dress, I think is fucking hilarious. I loved seeing her become the witty pirate, almost like taking some cues from Jack Sparrow. The action set pieces in this are great, whether it's the one on the island with the with the big ball, and they're swinging from each side of the cliff, and Jack Sparrow, the iconic shot of him running away on the beach.
I actually think
the great scene where they're on that wheel and the sword fight.
Is good. Yeah, the wheel.
This movie is just so creative with its action sequences. Yeah, is it as
turn hard, start hard?
Is it necessarily as intense as something like Mission Impossible or John Wick? No, not really. But I think that when ships are shooting cannons at each other, you feel that these people are out on the water. Mm-hmm. You feel it. It's not like, I hate to just keep bringing down Pirates movies to come, but you feel real environments. And with real environments comes real threats. And you feel a lot more invested in what's going on. And also, this kind of gets held up as the shining example of they don't even make CG the way that they used to. But Davy Jones in this movie looks incredible.
Yeah.
Well, for a movie that came out 20 years ago, this was great stuff.
His tubes out the side with obviously it's a squid or like squid face going on, but the two tubes, it just looks so good.
I will die on the hill that movies that came out from 2000 to 2005 were even 2010 were peak CGI mixed with practical effects. After that, it just became how much CGI can we push into a movie and replace practical effects because it's cheaper to do. And then it quickly turned into, let's just do everything CGI but not put as much effort into it, and now everything just looks crappy.
Now, because I am who I am. I just saw Brandon on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
And he just added his review for this movie.
You did see that.
So, Brandon, I would like for you to divulge.
This is a 5-star movie.
Now, I don't agree with you, but I'm happy to hear it.
When you asked me my opinion yesterday, I had I had 40 minutes left, so just wanted to see how it wrapped up again. I just wanted to make sure I was right. And the ending of this movie, I don't know if they stick the landing, but I totally understand why Mitchell and his mom wanted to run to the theater to see the next one. Because I was like, I might just watch the next one.
Let's drop this kid Tommy off somewhere and just at some stranger's house. He's your problem now.
I didn't put this.
Yeah, I probably would have moved him outside, gone to see the movie, come back, and he still would have been sleeping outside.
I didn't put this together until Tommy just said it 15 minutes ago. He says, I can't never taste an apple. And then what does Barbossa do when he comes down the stairs? He takes a juicy bite of a Granny Smith green apple and goes, "So where's my ship at?" And I'm like, this movie fucking rocks. Oh, like, I need to see
will
the
say,
next
while
one.
this was like my least favorite of the trilogy, and again, by least favorite, I mean it's very small amount lower.
Fair
The
enough.
ending of this movie was the best out of
Oh yeah,
all of
yeah.
the movies.
I think the ending is phenomenal.
Yes. And I think it was on par with Marvel end credit scenes. It was just like that little snippet where you just introduce somebody new and you're like, holy shit, I can't wait for the next movie.
Yeah.
This is what
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about like
Keira Knightley,
the whole thing with Keira Knightley
puts him on ice. She's like, sorry, I had to do it.
Jack on the boat, and it's like, all right, you're so used to Jack Sparrow getting out of these situations,
and she conned the
Keira
shit
Knightley. This is Keira Knightley's series just as much as it is Johnny Depp's, because this is where you see her really shine as like that. Like, she's not a wannabe pirate anymore.
Yeah, he goes.
She just flat out is a pirate and a damn good one at that.
Part of it is she's her own person. She's got her own opinions and all that, but like, she's learning from Jack Sparrow by just observing what he does.
Yeah.
So she's taking all of what she knows how to do.
Laps around Will Turner, dude. Laps around Will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But it's just like she's just observing everybody and kind of learning, like, all right, this is how to beat this person, and she just plays Jack to his own game.
Can we talk about dice? Can we talk about the dice game?
The dice game that has no rules and makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense. That's a slight nitpick. Yeah, slight nit being picked.
I hate to do this.
Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't want to sound like one of those guys, but like Disney, you've done strong female characters before.
Oh.
Can we get back to doing it without having to be like, look at me, I'm doing it. Just do it, man. You've done it before. Keira Knightley's very capable. She's great in this.
She's awesome.
Love Keira Knightley.
Yeah, I didn't want to get off that track. She's awesome, but
she is incredible. But also, we finally get to meet Bootstrap.
Yeah, that's what.
And I liked the relationship.
That's what I was gonna get. I was getting at that.
Between I loved the scene where it's like, do you consider that an act of like kindness or grace or something? And he's like, yeah, because I know what that guy was going to do to you, and it would have been significantly worse. He takes pleasure in like peeling flesh from bone, which also, this is a Disney movie. So I kind of appreciated like the fact that this movie wasn't afraid to go to some dark places.
Oh yeah, they
I like that Disney was like, hey, like we can get a little grimy here. We can go.
Yeah,
we can have some gambling.
This is what people. Like, it's fine. Yeah, it's still PG-13, but we're gonna show you some stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed this
Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Again, I think the action really goes a long way for this. The plot could have been whatever. I think that you feel the threat of Davy Jones, and you build the fun action sequences, and whatever you do around those, you enhance the characters. You get to meet some pretty cool new characters. I liked what they did with Norrington as well in this. I thought that was an unexpected twist with his character, and I really liked where they went with that. You also feel the incoming threat of the East India Trading Company as well. It's not something that's quite focused on a ton in this, but
it's that introduction that plays a much bigger part in the next movie.
Also, I did not know this at the time, of course, but I do now. It was interesting seeing Keira Knightley and Tom Hollander in another scene together, because if you've ever seen the movie Pride and Prejudice, Tom Hollander is the guy that Keira Knightley is first matched with in that movie, and she's like,
she tells him, I don't have any pride or any prejudice towards you, but
no, I get this short weasel out of my face, and then Pride and Prejudice, such an excellent movie, but this is too. It's 2 hours and 31 minutes long, but this has a really solid pace to it, because it never stops being fun. There's never a point in this movie where you're like, fuck, can we get back to just whatever? Because if you even started to think that, it would get back to that and then ramp it up a bit. I think that this is the benchmark for what action adventure movies should be. I wish that we still got more stuff like this. People want like treasure hunting adventure type movies, even if they're nowhere near as good as this. If it's even something like National Treasure, you know, like people want movies of this nature. They want the adventure stuff. They'll come out to go see them. I don't know why we don't get them anymore, but we just don't. And I miss that.
They might be hard to do. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's also a license to print money, and you could definitely use that because this thing, they spent money, they made even more.
Yeah.
They made $1 billion off of this movie, and it was only the third movie to ever make $1 billion at that time.
Well, I just saw on IMDb that Avatar: Fire and Ash entered the $1 billion club.
The only other movies that had made $1 billion at that point in time, can you name them?
Ooh,
Titanic.
That's one.
Yeah, the Titanic.
Return of the King.
One. And that's the other. Yeah, Titanic and Return of the King were the only two movies at that point in time. Now there were some movies.
There's so many movies
like,
in this club now.
Like I think Jurassic Park, like with some re-releases. I think maybe Phantom Menace with some re-releases, but just like pure first release. This was the third movie to ever do it. I think it earned it. I give it an A, 56.37, just a 1% below Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade.
Wow.
Well, I don't even feel bad now because mine was an A60, so I'm higher than you.
Oh,
damn it. Why am I the no man on this?
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
Oh shit! He said suck.
See, I told you it was this very small margin when I said it's the lowest out of the trilogy.
I'm A plus. I'm A plus 55.0.
55.
So
that means this is like on the Hall of Fame ballot. It's not getting in, but it's like on the ballot.
I like this movie more than American Beauty.
Rotten Tomatoes is baffling to me.
Yeah,
I can't. It's insane.
Now,
like I've said in previous podcasts, American Beauty is like my benchmark for like if it's an A plus 50. Like American Beauty is my benchmark. It's above that. This is on the ballot, Mitchell. It's on the Hall of Fame ballot. Like it's around. It's sniffing.
So my one complaint with the second and third movie, not even really a complaint, but like, I feel like this came out before the whole part 1, part 2 kind of concept happened with movies.
Sure.
I feel like this should have been, instead of At World's End, it should have been Dead Man's Chest part 2. Because it was literally just a continuation of the plot of this movie.
Just like more aggressive with the East India Trading Company.
The plot of this movie, there was no solid ending to it because Jack Sparrow essentially sacrificed himself.
Apparently,
David Jones is still alive. He has to find his heart. So the Dead Man's Chest plays a huge factor, and Barbossa's back to go
apparently back alive as like a flesh person,
and not the entire, just like not to jump ahead, but the entire plot of the third movie is basically continued off of this, where it revolves completely around Davy Jones and the Dead Man's Chest.
Yeah,
that's my
fair enough. Maybe someone should put you in charge of that.
They should.
All right, well, that wraps things up for the.
That's crazy. Mitchell was like, "Oh, I love this movie. One of my favorite adventure movies all the time." And then Tommy's like, "A plus 60."
A60.
Oh, A60.
You guys can all eat my ass. But next up, we're going to be watching Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. We'll see how this, the trilogy that, most people kind of consider this movie to be. And we'll watch Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Now, I'm wondering whether
let's just watch all three. Let's just do it. Let's finish.
I was wondering if maybe we should do all three, or we should do these two and then do Dead Man Tell No Tales and Lone Ranger.
Okay.
When they tried to do Pirates of the Caribbean, but we could not do that. We could just do all three next week if that works better. All right, fine. Fuck you, Lone Ranger. You suck. But yeah, we'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.